What's happening? Benton here. It's cold in the truck. Just finished playing a couple of episodes of Nightmare Dystopia from the archives. Um, it's kind of funny to hear myself from a couple of years ago, 2021. Well, actually, one of them, yeah, late 2020 for one of the episodes, and then early 2021. Actually, one of them was from January the 6th, but it was early in the morning before the news event. That was the same day as the news event. Let me know how my audio is. Goodness gracious. Zetetic Warriors live. So I wouldn't expect too much in the way of a large audience, but that's okay. I'm here at the truck stop. It's finally late enough in the morning. What time is it? 7 a.m. here in Salt Lake. And I'm at one of the truck stops that's actually like in the city. And a lot of times these ones in big cities, these truck stops are no bueno, way too fucking crowded. If it hadn't started to heavily snow yesterday, I would have probably gone to a different truck stop a little on the outskirts. But here I am. And now I've been watching this channel for a while, this Caleb Hammer. He does these financial audits. Anybody familiar with this guy? And I knew that eventually there would be one of his videos that I would want to respond to. And finally, it's happened. This 31-year-old immature woman refuses to take responsibility. And I understand, good Lord, we already got the one eye symbolism, by the way. And I know
me, and I wasn't.
I know that some of us will have a certain reaction and think, well, this is fake or it's manufactured. But yeah, maybe it is. I don't know. But I'm going to take it at face value. And the main thing I find interesting about this is Exhibit A. Not Caleb, by the way, but the lady. What's happening, Rob? Good to see you. Yes, I'm back. Yeah, I don't know this guy right here, Caleb Hammer. He might he's got an up and coming channel. He might try to strike me. He might smite me. I don't know. And I wanted to, since I went to the trouble of playing that, some of my old podcast episodes, I wanted to, not have any interference there. What's up, Musical the Secret? Oh man. Well, I got something a little different for you folks. This and check him out, this Caleb Hammer channel. But this lady that he's doing the financial audit of is well, let's just watch it. But you'll see that I have a very specific reason for why I wanted to react to this content. And then also, again, I'm just going to take it at face value. I understand, it could be fake or manufactured or not legitimate, but let's just, for fun, let's pretend like this is what it purports to be, if you don't mind. And I got to make sure and pause for the transformative content.
Hi, this is Alina. I am from West Hartford, Connecticut, and I'm 31 years old, and this is Financial Audit.
31. And you're based in Connecticut?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do you do for a living in Connecticut?
I am an infectious disease physician.
Oh.
And already, let's back it up. Oh, my God.
31. And you're based in Connecticut?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do you do for a living in Connecticut?
I am an infectious disease physician.
This, folks, is an infectious disease physician. Yeah, you're looking at her. And we're about to take a deep dive into just how much of a bozo this is. A clip, spoilers, just how moronic this creature is, this infectious disease expert. What's happening, Razvan? Good to see you. Yeah, us Americans, Razvan, we thought we'd offended you and you'd left because Americans can't relate to the concept of a full 3 weeks of vacation. So we were quite confused at your long absence, but it makes sense now that you're back. But yeah, infectious disease expert, or physician rather. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she, in fact, it's about to be revealed she has the highest income of anybody who's ever been featured on this channel.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. So I'm sure that's been
super easy, like NBD.
Yeah. Well, you're 31. How long did it take to get into that position? Lots of school.
Yeah. So I grew up in Pakistan. So because of that, so here you guys have like undergrad and then you do med school. Mm-hmm. But in Pakistan, you basically just go to med school after like high school. So
well, yeah, she's a foreigner. So why should she be expected to do what an American would have to do in order to work as a infectious disease physician here in the United States.
I did 5 years of medical school. And so that kind of saved me 3 years. But I still did 3 years of residency. I graduated in 2020, and then I did fellowship, got done in 2022. But because I'm on a visa, I was, and they were, the previous government kind of like messed with the H-1 visas a little bit. It slowed everything down. And so for 3 months, I was in limbo from July to September. And so I was unemployed. Finally, my visa.
And is this audio a lot louder than my audio? Might have to let me know. I'm not so good with the audio engineering.
That came to when I started working as an attending in September of 22.
Okay, very cool. What do you make now?
So pre-tax, I make $300 a year.
$300,000 a year is what this person makes. Yeah. Now, and I'm not saying she should or she shouldn't make that, but we're about to find out what type of person earns this type of salary in medicine. By the way, this is a doctor. Now, again, we're going to pretend like this is what it says it is. This could just be, she could be an actress. It could be just completely made up. I have no idea. I'm open to that possibility, but it's more fun to just take it for what it purports to be. IMO.
Here. And then there's bonuses on top.
Highest income we've had on the show. I think bonuses on top.
Yeah.
What are the bonuses for?
So there's 2 things that you can get a bonus for. There's quality metrics, or there's
and you hear her. I don't think she even understands the bonus structure, but this is supposedly some really intelligent, well-educated person. But again, smart idiot is what I call him. And as you watch this, you may also realize, well, Benton is suffering from various life-threatening illnesses as we speak. And many people have suggested that I go to the medical system. But why would I want to go to a medical system? And this is the type of people that become physicians and make large amounts of money.
RVU-based metrics, which is RVU just stands for, it's like basically a value unit. And essentially, if you see a certain number of patients above their cutoff, then you make a certain amount of each RVU has a value, and so it's like this really complicated math thing that you will make money off of. But that
what would you calculate your bonus at?
So because I just started, I was only there for 3 months. I did get the quality bonus, which was, I think, for anybody who was there for the entire year, it was going to be $15,000, but I was only there for 4 months.
Oh, but it's normally going to be about $15,000 a year.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously, then tax is 25% of that, and that hurts. But I got a third of 15,000, so I got 5,000, and then 25% got taken out. And then the RVU metric, we are a very small hospital, so we didn't see a lot of volume this year, but there is an option of pretty much you expect like 5 to 10 maybe to come up. So maybe 15, 20 above that.
And when does your visa expire?
And Caleb, if you ever see this, dude, I get like max 500 views a video, man. I'm not stealing your views, and I enjoy your channel, sir. If you happen to, if for some reason you or your team decides to smite my broadcast here, I want to go in on the medical health system here, and I'm using this and just Americans, how nightmarish and just horrific your typical American, even if they have a high income, because this is also important to realize, I think, is that a lot of people, especially somebody like me who I earn maybe 80,000 a year, something like that. Some people in my income level or lower might just assume, oh, $300,000 a year. Like those are rich people. But I mean, dude, we're about to deep dive into her finances, and you're going to see it's anything but the case.
Oh no, now I'm good. Now I'm
okay.
no, yeah. So it was a different kind of visa before. It was more like a training education visa, and now it's like a work visa. Now it's an H1, and so
so as long as the company keeps endorsing it. Okay.
Yeah.
But if you ever wanted to leave the company,
I could go to if I finish 3 years, I can go anywhere.
3 years. That's
yeah.
all?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I can actually, because of what country I'm from Pakistan, I can actually get my green card within 3 to 4 years. So that would just eliminate the whole visa issue. So
this is a financial audit, and this is the host, Caleb Hammer, and what he does is it's usually people around his age, or I guess millennials or Zoomers. I don't know. I'm losing track. What's up, Provo Kid? Good to see you, bro. And if anybody is interested, I just finished a live stream where I played 2 of my old Nightmare Dystopia episodes from my old podcast. If anybody wants to go check that out, it'll be there. And I made a separate live stream because this fella right here has an up-and-coming channel, and he might very well smite the broadcast here, even though, we're a small channel over here. But yeah, he basically deep dives into these people's finances, and then if they're like most of them have just their finances are in complete shambles, so he more or less just berates them to their face about their bad spending, and then makes recommendations for what they could do to fix their shit.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, so I mean, I know a lot of people out there are thinking, why am I not subscribed? And they should just subscribe. But I also know that a lot of people are like, she's making $300,000 a year. She has crazy bonuses. She's doing very well. But you have a mess like
I know.
crazy. Why? Well, I guess you've only been in the position for not that long. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
So now it's time to start cleaning it up?
Yeah, pretty much, yes. So a few things happened. Me being an idiot, like there's no other way to describe it.
Classic.
Yeah. Yes, an idiot. But so one of the dumbest things.
Well, but she's an idiot, but she somehow was able to get a medical degree and makes $300,000 a year as an infectious disease physician.
What I did was when I got this job, so there was also like a sign-on bonus that was promised to me, and I thought I would get it when I signed on. But what I didn't realize, and that was $30,000. What I didn't realize.
Well, how could she not? By the way, wouldn't somebody need to be like detail oriented to get a, to get this medical degree and pass your residency and all this? But she doesn't understand the sign-on bonus. Like, what is this?
Was the first they were going to split it into two. For the first you were going to get when you started working, so within 30 days of your start date, so not really a sign-on bonus, and the other half you were going to get a year after you started working, so more like a retention.
Yeah.
And I didn't read the fine print because even though I had a lawyer, but like
Okay, so you got half, 15,000.
Yeah,
but on taxes. But
no, but when I started working, it couldn't be. So while I was waiting for my visa, I had
what was the distance between that time?
2 months.
Okay.
So no income. And so, but when I signed my job, it was in September of 2021 because the visa process takes forever and you have to so it took me a year to get my visa. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a baller. I can like live my best life. I should start buying attending stuff. I should start like buying shoes and clothes and just be fancy.
Why? What was that mindset? Where'd that come from?
Because I was like, I'm gonna be a baller. It's going great. Because like I will say, so I think it was very dumb. I'm not even gonna play that game. But I feel like with COVID and all of that, I think a lot of us, like I was in the first surge and took care of people in Chicago, and like a lot of like really awful things happened. And so I was in this ridiculous mindset, like, you know what, you could die in 5 minutes, because I saw like very young people and very young.
Why do anything if we could die in 5 minutes?
I know, but so that was like my whole, that was 2021, Alina. This is 2023, Alina. We've like grown up. Now we're 31, we're mature. So a year of like ridiculous spending. And then I realized, I would say a year, I would say 6 or 8 months. But then I realized that this transition is also very expensive. I had to pay for my license, my medical license.
It's
like $4,000.
Okay.
I had to pay for a couple other things. I had to pay for my like DA license. That is about $1,000. And then I had to pay for my boards, which was $2,500. And then I had to pay for another the Massachusetts like DA situation, which is like an MCSR, which was like $600. And then I also there were a bunch of things that I ended up having to pay
for all those licenses, we're talking like 5% of your income.
No, but this was before. I had to do this before any of this happened.
But how long have you been working now?
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good. I would call her. I wish I had a rabbit in a hat with a bat and a 6'4" Impala.
Now it's been 6 months.
Why do you have debt?
Because it's just, because there's a lot of debt. I actually have cleared out some of my debts already. So, but yeah, I don't know.
What's your take home on a monthly basis?
Does anybody know what rabbit in a hat with a bat means, by the way?
So post-tax and post-retirement,
I do.
It is
401k contribution.
Yeah, it is 13.8. And then one of the reasons that I had like a lot of loans was because 3 months of living in Connecticut at my current place I'm living at without any income was $15,000 out of my pocket, which I did not have. So credit cards and loans and
seems like a lot of choices though. I know. This is just you choosing.
Yeah, but
to get.
I didn't.
The weight, yeah, you can't control that, but you can.
Razvan, this is the type of person that I would be going to see potentially in the United States if I was willing to seek medical care in the United States. Now, this apparently is an infectious disease doctor or whatever that is, but presumably she could have chosen to just be an MD. I guess. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe is this like the what was the drawing a blank. This Samuel Brenton, the gender fluid fucking waste disposal expert for the government, secretary. What was it? Sister Radioactive, the drag queen. Is that what And then later on, got arrested for stealing women's luggage at the airport. Is this even real? Does this person like just believe that it's an infectious disease physician, but really it's just it's all a fucking LARP? Because who knows? I don't fucking know. You tell me.
You control what you do in between it in terms of where
I don't even know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I had to like pay rent. I actually lived very leanly those 3 months, but I mean,
how much debt did you go into in those 3 months?
Those 3 months, I would say 15,000.
You lean? That's not lean.
It was my rent.
It's not lean.
My rent for a month is $3,500.
It's not overly expensive, but it's not lean.
My rent was $3,500.
Yeah, that's not lean.
Because that's the place I was going to live in.
I don't care. Live in a cheaper place.
But then I would have to move again.
Oh, cry. What?
So the problem was I was supposed to start working
I'm trying to
August.
justify all this. No,
Okay,
I'm not. No, we're
Yeah.
not doing that life. We're not doing the justify bullshit life. Why do I not have a checking account?
No, I did. I sent it to you.
No,
I did.
25% of your income. So technically fine. Wouldn't go baller, as you said, on your rent right now when you're trying to get out of the disgusting debt that we haven't even
Yeah.
touched yet.
Yeah.
We haven't even.
Do you want me to send you
Yeah.
my checking
Yeah,
account
send
information now? Okay.
Alrighty, let's take a look.
Okay.
Yeah, this is incredible. But then, well, it's incredible the amount of money that comes in, but you start with $1.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also trying to aggressively pay down.
Into the mic.
I'm also trying to aggressively pay down the debt. And so because there was one debt that's no longer there, it was like one loan that I like just I paid out $1,500 and I closed it last month. Because there were 3 Upstart personal loans.
I'm trying to aggressively pay off debt. Venmo's out $250. Goes
that
to
was-
Starbucks. Goes Jam City. Does this.
Venmo was
Goes to Starbucks. Has
Venmo-
a subscription to Washington Post. I don't care. Hulu.
Venmo was my dog trainer because I have a little dog who's anxious.
Okay, but when we're trying to get out of debt, maybe not the best time.
Well, you know, the dog's anxious.
I'm sure. Probably anxious from all the debt. Juggernaut.
Yeah, just gotta support brown journalism, you know.
Yeah. How about support you not having an endless amount of debt? Do you take this seriously at all?
Yeah, it's just I find humor the best defense mechanism.
Are you sure? Because I think you might find Starbucks to be the best defense mechanism in your life.
Hey, Starbucks is, I need my morning.
Yeah, you need to not have debt. And also brew coffee. I make better espresso than they do out there for much cheaper.
So I actually usually
DoorDash, Wolfgang Bakery.
that's the groomers for my dog.
Again, trying to get out of debt.
He's a poodle. Like
That's
he
it.
can't like
I don't know, man. I'd be doing her the favor if you ask me.
Good for him.
he needs the grooming.
Yeah, use
And I've watched a lot of these episodes, and it's amazing how many of these people blame their spending on having a pet. So like when Caleb here starts to call them out on their just ridiculous, excessive, mindless spending, that they equate it to because of their pet. Especially this lady says the pet had separation anxiety.
just a $5 pair of scissors. Starbucks, dude, it's just endlessly going, and Uber Eats won't stop.
I think to be honest, I don't think I Uber Eats that much anymore. I think maybe like once or twice a week. Not really.
It was a few times a week, but then also Ubering and
Yeah, but Razvan, you don't make $300,000 a year. See, she rents, so she's paying $3,500 a month for rent. That's her rent, and then I guess her utilities are like at least another $500 because she has $300,000 income. So it's like most people, whatever they make, that's what they spend. But then a lot of us have an idea. Oh, well, if people that make $300,000 a year, those are rich people. It's like no, they just spend more money than we do. They spend more than the rest of us do. No, and I'm not picking on you, Andrew, but yeah, it's oh man. Anyway, yeah, I feel you.
doing
Good
a
to see you,
photo
sir.
thing and Ubering. Oh, guess what? We're Ubering.
That was when I was in New York for my birthday.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I drive.
good. Yeah, because birthdays, they really care about your debt.
Yeah,
Starbucks, Pandora. Who has Pandora?
I do.
Well,
Because I'm
yeah, but
old.
who has Pandora?
Well, I don't know. I just never got into what's the one that everyone.
Hotels. Oh, Klarna, great. What's Klarna? I don't have Klarna in here.
Oh, I finished
What do you
it.
have finance?
That was.
What did you have finance?
It was a very old purchase. I think it was like shoes,
Old.
like a year old or something.
Okay.
It's closed. I don't have any Klarnas anymore. I still have an Affirm. I had a Peloton, but I sold it.
Venmo now $880.
Yeah, that was paying back a friend who loaned.
Well, and whether or not this is real, this lady is she epitomizes what I imagine and envision when I think about these people who go and get this high level of education and get these really high paying jobs, especially in a field like medicine. This is what I think of, like literally, and I think she epitomizes it. So I've been looking forward to reacting to this content.
Loaned me money when I was poor.
I'm glad you pay them back.
Yeah, because
More dog stuff, and there's your Peloton membership canceled because you sold it.
Mhm.
Good.
I sold it last week.
Amazon Venmoing out $300. We're Venmoing out so much money.
That's okay.
PayPal something $417.
The PayPal.
Jam City. Dude, this doesn't stop, and this is just a single month, and this is like so many freaking pages.
Yeah.
More dog crap. And I love my dog so much. Yet you are trying to get out of a bad situation. You're going to all these like extra luxuries that are not 100% needed.
Well, his costs now have gone down because I got him in December.
Starbucks Venmoing out $250.
Trainer. Anyway, so
Taking out $100 in the ATM. Who knows where that went?
so I was doing like the cash thing, like the cash envelope thing, just like only spend $100 a week.
Good dog spot.
That's daycare, doggy daycare.
Stop.
Because where's he gonna go when I'm working 9 hours a day?
Home, where like everyone else's dogs are.
But he's gonna poop everywhere then.
Why? Train him.
So I got him in last week of December. He's a puppy.
3 months. My dog pooped inside twice, maybe when I first got him.
Well,
Train him. We'll Google some things.
Well, yes.
Venmoing out, Venmoing out. Going to a spa. Yeah, that's what you need when you're trying to go on a date. Yeah, I'm taking this really serious right now. I've matured going into all these things.
Mm-hmm.
Starbucks. Why will this not stop? This just keeps going. More doggy daycare. Why will this not stop?
So he no
more
longer
Starbucks.
He no longer goes
more
to daycare.
Subscriptions.
Though. He no longer goes to daycare.
Where does he go?
Now a dog. So it was the month of February. As of March, he's trained enough to stay at home, but a dog walker comes in. But
you spent all your money.
That's like half the price.
You barely had anything at the end of the month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's.
Are you really doing everything possible to get out of debt? Because you're spending so much of your $13,800 that comes in on a monthly basis.
$13,800, and she just spends every bit of it.
Yeah, that is. I would say that I'm trying to pay off the debt, but I'm not incurring anymore. I only spend on my checking account. I don't use my credit cards anymore.
Good. Have you chopped them up? Clearly not a credit card person.
They're not. I don't have them. They're like sitting at home somewhere. Like even right now, I don't have them on me.
Do you have a savings account?
I do.
How much is in it?
I have two. I have an Ally bank account that I just opened, but I'm worried that Ally might fold as well. There's like 150 in that because I just opened it.
Is that the IC insured?
I know, but
I highly doubt you have more than $250,000 in any of these banks.
No, I don't.
You don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, well, true. It's just
how much do you have in savings?
300.
This is not a smart person.
Dollars?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I have retirement, and that is.
Yeah, but we're not pulling from that, so it doesn't matter.
I had to when I was when I was unemployed.
How much?
I pulled 7,000.
So we talked about the $15,000 you went into debt.
Mm-hmm.
So really, you spent $21,000 to live in 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus,
you did not go lean. Don't throw the word lean around here. Some people live off of $30,000 a year lean.
Yeah. Yeah. But I also had to pay for all the other things that from all my licensing and stuff. And then
yeah, but we already talked about that. And
yeah, but a lot of my money ends up going in interest though.
Oh, a lot of your money ends up going to all the Starbucks and doggy daycare and a rent that you shouldn't have got because it was stupid, and a rent you still shouldn't have because it's 25% of your large income, where the most of that should be going to paying off this debt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. But
what are you doing here? Because you're trying to justify every single thing in the world. What are you even here for?
So I feel like
talking to the mic.
Okay. I feel like I need a better roadmap of what to do. Thank you. I actually have gotten better. I know that's, hey, look at my credit card. I went from like 530 to 570 in like a month. Yay. But,
you're getting better. It's still though from what we just looked at.
And I also realized that it doesn't matter. I started doing the math, how much I'm pulling from saving from retirement. If I'm losing so much, like the math isn't mathing with all the debts that I'm like incurring with all the interest. And so I decided to I still contribute, but like less than I used to. And so I've slowed that down as well because I guess I had no idea.
What's your 401k contribution percentage?
Sorry about the audio. For some reason, I keep forgetting that I can't mute my mic on StreamYard, but I've got a mixer right there. Well, never mind. Got to get a better webcam too. Got a good Lord, host fail. Got a mixer. I can just turn the mic volume down on that. You think I would remember, but I never seem to. Anyway, apologies. Let's get this show back on the road here, folks. I'm eating some fruit also. Please bear with me. My apologies.
It used to be.
What is it?
Right now it's 1.5.
Well, how much is matched?
So it's a percentage of how long you've been working there. Right now they're matching 25%.
25% of contributions for you?
Yeah. So like whatever I'm contributing, they'll match 25% of my contribution. So if I contribute like 1,000, they'll contribute 250.
Up into how much?
Up till I think 6,000, something like that.
They'll contribute 6,000 or up until the 6,000 you put in?
I think they will contribute up to, no, actually my 6,000. But they will. But if you work there for like 5 years or so, they'll do 100% match. But I've only been there like 6 months, so I'm at 25%.
All right.
So that's why I didn't stop the contribution because I'm getting free money from them.
Depends what your interest rates are. Usually 401k match is like, do it because it's 100% return on your money because it's 100% match. But if it's only 25% match, we'll see what the interest rates are. And these even are. Might not even be worth it in that situation.
Oh yeah, the credit card interest rates are horrible. The loans aren't that bad, but the credit cards are awful.
Well, let's take a look.
Yeah.
So the first card We have a balance of, and this is your Prime card. Can't believe you accrued this on an Amazon Prime card. $5,802.35. Minimum monthly payment.
Yeah. So yeah, $13,000 a month. But look at this. This is just one credit card here, and I just assume this is your most Americans' finances or somewhere like this with respect to their credit cards and debt.
$278.12 as of right now. Oh yeah, $122 of interest charge this month. Let's just keep ending up.
And happy to just give $122 a month in interest to bankers while the financial system collapses. Not that that has anything to do with it, but from one credit card.
Your interest as well. Crazy.
Yeah, the interest is a lot. It's the other Chase one that's super painful.
But you said you stopped purchasing on cards. When did you stop purchasing on cards?
So there's some like that are on like I have some auto deliveries, but I pay them off like right away. Like if it's like $20.
What are the auto deliveries?
Like toothpaste and stuff. I just get them in bulk. They're cheaper from Amazon.
But auto deliveries, I'm seeing, and Prime Video is not an auto delivery.
Yeah, that was
1, 2, 3,
that was a
4,
subscription
5,
that I
6,
didn't
7,
see.
8, 9, 10,
Yeah, that
11, 12, 13. So you have 13 things on auto delivery?
Yeah, trash bags, tea, iced tea.
Okay, cut that.
Okay.
You don't need it.
I will. Okay.
I doubt there's 13 things that you need.
I actually have
toothpaste. Yeah, get it. Garbage bags. Yeah, get it. On a
Dog
monthly
food.
basis. Okay.
And then poop bags. So I have cut a bunch of them though.
Cut all of them that you don't need, and I don't even know what they are.
I will cut most of them. Yeah, the Prime Video was my brother when he was there. He made a account and I didn't realize, and I've cut it down because I don't really do Prime Video.
At a 26.74% interest. So again, the 401k match makes no sense at this point because it is not beating that.
Yeah.
Now we have a Chase Sapphire.
This one is really awful.
Yeah, it is awful.
This one hurts.
$9,675.89 with a minimum monthly payment of $413.33 on a monthly basis. Death, you're losing on a monthly basis $222.75 in interest. Death, you're losing. It is awful.
This one hurts.
$9,675.89 with a minimum monthly payment of $413.33 on a monthly basis. Death, you're losing on a monthly basis $222.75 in interest, and there were fees charged of $9.11 this month. What was that for?
That was a plan fee. So if
what?
What's up, John
Wayne?
Wayne?
A bigger purchase, and they will like a
Two are from DoorDash plan fees.
That was from December. It's from December.
No, it's not.
Yeah, the plan.
February 12th.
Yeah, no, the plan fee is from recent, but the actual purchase because I'm still paying it off.
Something from DoorDash?
Yeah, because it was like a big amount.
Cancel it.
Okay.
I don't care. It's DoorDash. You don't need it. And we're looking from the last little bit. Cafeteria purchase at where you work. Pack a lunch. DoorDash. Barnes & Noble. DoorDash. Dude, some Paw Place and Amazon. You are not making purchases on a card where you're losing $222 on a monthly basis, right? Does this make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
The reason.
So just those two cards is $400 a month to bankers. Just here, take it, take the money.
Gosh, at a 27.49% interest rate. So again, it doesn't make sense. The only reason usually I don't get angry at people, I get angry at the debt, but I'm a little angry at you because you're just justify. Here's the story. Here's 10 stories.
Yeah.
So.
No, I mean I agree.
Oh, here's another story.
What? It's a dumb situation. No, there's a story.
Okay.
There's a story.
So we also have PayPal credit.
Yeah. This is the one that I'm focusing on with the snowball method. It is.
So that's the method you're doing.
Yeah.
Small cards.
I was thinking. So I wasn't sure if I should do Avalanche or Snowball because I have such high interest debt.
All right, well, we'll assess.
So
we'll assess.
Yeah, but
we will assess.
But based on that, I'm paying this off right now.
Okay. Minimum monthly payment $115. Yeah, your minimum monthly payments are stacking up, aren't they? Interest charge. Luckily, this one's nicer than the other ones because the balance is lower. Of $10.18.
Yeah, and I'm this statement's a little old. So
$36 of purchases. Stop.
Can I see that?
It's an Uber.
Oh, that was probably by an accident because sometimes my PayPal will automatically go, but I never use my PayPal card anymore.
In UCA something, USA something, US. Gas maybe?
Yeah, possibly. Because sometimes like it'll automatically like go to the credit and then I like have to reach.
And this one's at 28% interest. Stop making purchases. Car debt.
Yes, it's a lease.
Lease term.
3 years.
What's the lease amount?
718.
No, that's your monthly payment. What's the payoff?
20,000 approximately.
Jeff, payoff of a lease. Is your payoff to get out of the lease?
I think. I think so. I mean, that's what I have to pay within the next 2 years.
What is this car? Possibly.
It's a Toyota RAV4 hybrid.
Is that a nice car?
I don't think she understands how a car lease works. But this is, again, she supposedly went to, and I really believe she's a doctor. I mean, I think this is the state of, and apologies for eating, but I think this is where we are as Americans. Like, this is who makes $300,000 and works in medicine. Like, literally.
Are?
This fucking
Yes.
bozo.
I mean, I traveled quite when I got it, so I got it last year. I got a lease because I'm not a car person at all, and I don't know anything about cars, and I don't know anybody here.
I don't know anything about cars, but I know for a Toyota, whatever, $20,000 to pay over the course of just a couple of years with a $718 minimum monthly payment on here.
Yeah, it was like not the best deal, but
It was not the best deal.
I needed an SUV because I live in a snow area.
You don't need an SUV. I lived.
Like I needed like
No. I lived in like the 5th snowiest college in the United States. I had a sedan the entire time. You get snow tires, you're fine. And it was 2-wheel drive, and I delivered Jimmy John's. Justification.
So I lived in a very warm climate. I've never driven in snow before. So it
You
was scary.
learn.
It was scary.
Oh, it's very spooky, but you learn.
Yeah, there was the Nor'easter I drove last week, and my car slipped twice, and I was like, "That's it, I'm gonna die."
You're
But
driving very safely.
mhm.
Okay. Might need to take a driver's class. If you're out there not being able to drive, that should not be the fault of the rest of us who are driving around you.
I was driving. I mean, the car slipped, but I was
You have student loans, no?
very little. Basically, the $3,000 amount, but they are not. I cannot access them because they're from a different country. I don't have like a
That's
statement
great.
of them, like, and they're in my dad's name. So it's like
It's not even under your name.
no, it's my dad's name because that's.
Are you paying? Are you going to pay though?
So
or-
my dad paid off half of them. I'm gonna pay off the rest of them, but the interest is like 2%.
So 3,000 is what you're going to pay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I put
Yeah.
it in your thing.
Yeah, but the interest is 2%.
Good to know.
Yeah, so it's like every now and then I'll throw in like $200 in that because it's not even 3,000. It's actually in Pakistani rupees, and because our currency is doing really poorly, the number actually keeps going down. So,
Mm. So the debt that we've gone through is the debt that you have.
It doesn't go down. I think it takes less US dollars to pay the debt, probably, is what I'm assuming.
yeah, that is not really real debt. It's just like
Not really real debt.
yeah, I mean it is real debt. It's like 2%. So
Yeah, compared to your 28%, yeah, that's effectively zero, I suppose.
and we did the option.
Do you know the interest for the car that was locked in?
I have no idea. The lease, I really would not know.
Nor does she care, obviously.
Spring 26.
Yeah, it's gonna be something.
I
Really
mean, it's
awful.
all monopoly money anyway, right? Who cares?
But then I also have the Upstart loans because they are those I have on my phone. I can get from Credit Karma because I didn't know how to like pull the statements from them. So I had 3, but now I have 2 because I paid off the oldest one. So this was the one.
Oh yeah, 100%. And good to see you, Wizards, Wraps and Materials and Minerals, rather minerals. Also, I made a live stream right before this where I played 2 of my old Nightmare Dystopia episodes from the archives, if you're so inclined. But yeah, I mean, this is, and again, this may be fake or she may be an actress and they may have just written this whole script. I have no idea, but you know, based on what I observe, she's very representative of somebody with a high level of education and a high income here in the good old US of A.
This was a 10,000 loan. I paid it off February 2023.
You paid this off?
Yeah, just
Oh, okay.
now. And then it was 10,000, and then I have this other one that is 7,000 that I'm a third paid off. The minimum payment is like
Later,
100.
Andrew.
$7,000
See you next
left on it?
time.
No,
Thanks for
7,000
stopping
is total.
by.
Now it's 4,700 is left on it.
What's the interest?
It's actually 7%.
Okay, minimum monthly payment.
It's 130. So I'm done with
She earns $13,800 after taxes, apparently, per month, Linda Curtis, as a infectious disease physician. Yes. $300K a year base salary.
What is the interest that is accrued on a monthly basis?
already accrued.
Oh,
It's accruing.
and
What
wait
monthly
till
basis
an
right now?
actual, and just wait till the next pandemic. Her salary will double, in my opinion. Literally, she'll be making 500 base plus bonuses next time the old when the next pandemic pops off.
I mean, like in terms of numbers. Yeah, it's 7%. It says per month it's like 1185.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Well, exactly,
So-
Razvan.
So this is actually not the
Yeah.
worst.
Well, and do you think it's a coincidence? This is the type of person that the system rewards with $300,000 job? This complete bozo who's happy to just give hundreds of dollars a month in interest directly to already rich bankers. I mean, when you would do nothing of the sort. I don't think that's a coincidence, my brother. Shout out to Razvan. He's back. He's and if Big L's listening, Razvan here is a truck driver in the UK. He's from Romania originally, and occasionally he joins us on the broadcast while he's driving as well. So this Dallas Don Juan Razvan is a truck driver here in the U.S. with the company I work for. So anyway, back to the old, back to this lady's shambles of a finances.
You're losing on a monthly basis, and I don't even know the car. I mean, the car is probably even worse with the deal that you're in. But just the other debts you have outside of your car,
Damn.
and outside of the student, which is low anyway, but $367 in interest on a monthly basis, you are currently losing, which on your income should not be the case. Makes no sense.
There's another loan.
What is it?
It's another. I said Upstart. There's another one.
It's another Upstart?
Yeah.
What's this for?
So this was all of like basically the amount that I didn't have any cash for. I also had to pay for moving, and so it was just a lot of expenses that came out of a fellow salary. I used to make $3,600 a month. And so that was rough paying for everything.
You made $13,000 over 48% of Americans. And you were complaining that it wasn't enough, so you just wanted all this debt.
No, $3,600 when I was still in fellowship as of June. I made $3,600 a month till June 2022.
Okay.
So now, yeah, this is the lot. This is the other one.
How much is left?
This is a lot. This is $19,000.
$19,000?
Tough. Yeah.
Minimum monthly payment?
This is $450.
Okay. Yikes.
Yeah, it's a lot of
interest rate?
24.
Oh,
24.
24.
Yes. Okay, this is it.
That's it. No more.
24% interest.
I don't think so.
Minimum monthly payments that you have, and if you were at the income you were at before, it would just be insanity. But
I would be like
$2,104.09 on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
Crazy amount of money. None of that's going to anything productive. It's just things you've already done.
Yeah. It's the stupidity
16%,
of 2021.
16% of your post-tax.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it hurts. Trust me. It hurts my soul when I think about it.
Does it really? Because you're going to Starbucks and all this bullshit.
No, I don't think she gives a fuck.
To get out of it.
I really don't.
Really hurting.
I don't think she cares.
Yeah, no, that's also true. I try to justify it by saying that, okay, if
I'm justifying everything.
Yeah, that I'm saving money in the morning. The more patients I see, the more money.
You're not saving money in the morning. Make espresso at home.
I'm saving time in the morning.
But did you hear what she said?
Keurig.
See, she's on this bonus system where if she sees more
Keurig thing that's on a Walmart shelf.
Yeah, actually, someone give me an espresso. So
if she sees more patients than whatever the base number is that she's expected to see, so she equates that with she's going to save money by going to Starbucks because then that's going to save her time, and time is money. Like, but this is supposedly one of the best and brightest amongst us.
I will make an espresso. I actually got a bunch of creamers and things recently because I was like, maybe I should start making more coffee at home. I haven't made it yet. It's in the fridge.
Okay.
Sorry for the webcam.
Okay. What's your utilities on a monthly basis?
Quite get it in the right
electric
position.
is $200. It's Connecticut's super expensive. Internet is like $70. Gas is around $60. Water is like $20.
Phone bill?
It's like $40. I have like a super cheap plan. Good. But I also have to pay for my brother's phone. He's in college.
How much?
It's $70. Yeah,
you have to.
Because my parents said that I have to.
Your parents, I don't care. Are you not 31? Are you not an adult that exists in this world?
Yo, I get like really emotional phone calls from my dad, and then I'm like,
okay, so that's manipulation. Tell him to f off.
Yeah. They also want me to pay his rent. I told them I wouldn't pay his entire rent. I would pay a portion of it.
Health insurance was taken before.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like really
What
low.
about your
like
renter's insurance, car insurance?
Car insurance is high because I wasn't driving for a long time. I started driving a couple years ago. It's like I would say $200 a month, and then
This is probably like 20, right?
yeah, like 15, 20. And I already paid off the policy. It was 6 months.
Oh, okay. Then what was it? The 200?
Yeah. I'm not paying for renters right now, and the car is also paid off till last month April because I did the chunks.
Last month of April?
Yeah. Then I have to redo the.
Last week of April?
Yes, sorry. Last week.
Well, but Woody, the reality. I understand what you're saying here, but yeah, it actually would be faster to just do it at home, would it not? But she just wants Starbucks. I mean, I think that's really just what it comes down to. She wants Starbucks, which is fine. I don't care what people do, but is she putting it on a credit card at 28% interest? While she, by the way, earns $300,000 a year as a single person. Why even? I mean, there's no reason to have a credit card, I would assume. Other than just to get the rewards, right? Just to, she certainly makes enough money to just do her normal spending and then pay it off every month, and then get the credit card rewards. But to me, this is your typical American behavior, but with a high income and a high level of education.
Yeah, because after I did 6 months chunks.
Can you give you groceries? I'm going to give you groceries. I'm going to give you groceries of $300.
Okay.
I'm going to give you toilet paper money.
Well, and then that's one they talk about every once in a while. You'll see one of these articles about how such a shocking percentage of all Americans live paycheck to paycheck, even if they have high incomes. And of course, taxes, I'm sure, takes a big bite out of her also. But if you just think about, apparently her after-tax income is $13,800 a month. So what's that a week, by the way? 13.8. Let's see. And this doesn't even factor in bonuses. 13.8 times 12. 165. So 165, 600 bring home. So divide that by 52. So $3,184 a week. That's almost what I make. Well, that's in 2 weeks. She makes way more than I make it. Like way more than I make in a month. Like almost 50 in a month. No, in 2 weeks she makes 1.5 times what I make. So 50% more than what I make in a whole month. If that makes sense.
As in anything else, you need to just, operate the household of 100. I will give you dog money of only $150. No more of this bullshit that you're constantly doing. That's food and, whatever. That's food, essentially.
Oh, no, Razvan, we want to catch up with you at some point on this vacation and everything. But no, dude, trust me. If we just, again, since we're Americans, we can't even process the idea of a 3-week vacation. So we just thought something had happened. But, yeah. No, that's awesome. That's what I want to see, man. I like to see people out there recreating, right? Getting some R&R, that's what life's all about, right? And, us Americans could probably, do with a little more of that than what we actually get or allow ourselves. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that. Wizards, Wraps, and Minerals says this wasteful mindset corresponds with the destruction of natural resources and vandalization of creation. And, as I'm playing this, I'm kind of seeing the numbers are dropping down, and part of that's probably because I was eating. But, I do think there's some lessons to be learned in here. Not for us, of course, because, I doubt very few of us, probably none of us behaves like this, regardless of our income. I know probably we don't, I don't know about maybe some people do make this amount of money, but it seems like most of the folks in these so-called truth communities are pretty smart with their finances, from what I can tell, especially compared to this lady. What's up, Bert in the house? Good to see you, partner. I did a live stream earlier, Bert, where I played a couple of my old Nightmare Dystopia episodes from the vault. If you're so inclined, feel free to check that out. Yeah, not Yurt. The artist formerly known as Yurt. That's right. Or is there a fake Yurt? I think this is real Yurt.
Food.
Oh, my gas. Gas is 40 a week because I drive 20 miles one way to work. So 40 miles a day.
Okay, so average that out to about
and
on a monthly basis.
If you just got here, Austin,
Anything else that's required on a month?
this lady makes $300,000 a year base salary as an infectious disease physician. This is the best and the brightest that America has to offer. Apparently, is this not the guy here? This bozo lady. This lady.
I don't.
She makes some awesome faces, though. I have to say, look at. I love it.
So,
Fantastic.
Not really. I mean, every now and then there'll be like wet bills for the dog because like I said, I just got him and he needs to get neutered next month, so that's what I'm expecting.
The dog. I love it, and I love these people who, when they get called out on their excessive spending, it's always back to the pet. It's the pet's fault.
I want everyone to have a dog because I love dogs. I love my dog so much.
Yeah.
You're not in a place where you can afford to get a dog.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have, but it's done.
Yeah. And it was the first few months were expensive because he had like the worst separation anxiety. Now he's
separation
got
anxiety.
anxiety.
It's a dog, lady.
Surviving a monthly basis, $6,900.
Yelling and overdriving the mic.
This includes like the minimum payments, or no?
Which is 50%. That is the minimum monthly payments, which is 50%. So your needs are 50%. That is so your needs categories max out. Meaning if there is anything we're missing or anything at all that just happens.
Well, and yeah, and I think that you're probably hitting on something here. Austin says that left eye glitches is a sign of extreme stress. Yeah, I mean, and probably this is somebody who she probably has absolutely no desire to live this way. And, I'm just assuming if she really is Pakistani, probably her parents like shamed her and guilted her and browbeat her into going and doing this just more or less. And she at some point describes them, and I just assume that they're probably wealthy, right? You just assume that they're wealthy, culturally, and it sounds like that's the case when she describes them at some point. And we may have missed that. I'm not sure, but I do see that big part of it is just, and we know that a lot of these cultures devalue women. Like the women aren't even really treated, aren't even really valued compared to the males. And then, like I think they just want to be able to say, oh, our daughter's a doctor, right? Yeah. Shout out to everybody. Thanks for being here.
And you're blown out.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing else you can do.
Yeah.
But the good news is you have $6,800 left.
Mm-hmm.
In reality,
mm-hmm.
not after you're spending, but in reality, we have $6,800 left.
Yeah.
Cool. Congratulations. $6,500 left. PayPal's gone,
mm-hmm.
and the first Upstart is gone
mm-hmm.
at the end of month 1.
Okay.
Second month, your Amazon card is gone, and you start putting a little towards the Sapphire.
Okay.
Then we're in the 3rd month. All goes towards the Sapphire. It's almost paid off. We're in the 4th month.
Wait, did you get I have another credit card, the MasterCard, the Bank of America
This is like gold fucking eyeshadow or whatever.
MasterCard.
You didn't send it.
I did.
You didn't. Well, your minimum monthly payment on this MasterCard
Oh, here comes another credit card.
is going to be above. Your needs are going to be over.
It's actually not that bad.
What's the debt amount?
It is 57, but the interest rate is lower.
Yeah, who says 57 and means 5,700, by the way? Wouldn't that be 5.7? Or wouldn't they say 5,700? 57 does sound like 57,000.
57 what?
100.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you think 1,000?
Yes.
No, I'm
Maybe.
not that crazy yet. But the
Yet. Oh, she's going to get there. Yeah, this lady's going to have 200,000 in debt. 5 years from now, she'll be 500K in debt.
Just on it, and that is like
No, 200.
It's lower. It's like 17%.
Minimum monthly payment?
150.
Okay. So yeah, month number 3, instead of what you did with the Sapphire, you put it towards the Master, and
mm-hmm.
the Master's paid off. And then with the Sapphire, you put it towards it for 1.5 months,
mm-hmm.
and then Sapphire is paid off. That takes us to your 5.5 months in.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the Upstart.
So I should do the snowball method.
I think that's best for you.
Okay.
Then in 3 months from there, so what do we say? We were 5.5.
We
by the start of month 9.
Yeah.
By the start of month 9,
mm-hmm.
the Upstart will be gone.
The last one?
Yeah, the big one.
The big one.
The big one. Then at this point, I would just pay off your $3,000 to your dad, get
mm-hmm.
that over with,
mm-hmm.
and then put everything else for another 3 months towards just pay off this car lease.
So buy it off early.
Well, yeah, you pay it off early, and then just pay down the $20,000,
mm-hmm.
and then you have it for the next.
It's a lease, though, right? Isn't that you just turn it in, don't you? I mean, isn't that how a lease works? Or she won't own the car. That's just getting out of the lease.
2 years looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think she even understands what a lease is. She's like, oh, pay it off early. No, bitch, it's a lease. You turn the motherfucker in.
Yeah.
That's what a lease is.
Get out or get another car.
Yeah.
At that point, in cash.
Okay.
Which you can easily save up for with your income and without all these minimum monthly payments.
Yeah.
Your life is incredible without these minimum monthly payments. You're maxing out your 401k on a yearly basis. You have no reason not to. You're maxing out your IRA on a yearly basis. You can back it up if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I can't do a Roth IRA.
Well, see, and I have especially since I am inclined to being a conspiracy theorist. I don't think she does any. I think she just thinks she's a doctor. I don't think she actually. I mean, I'm sure she sees patients and all this, but like, is she actually practicing medicine? I understand that there's like medical billing and coding, like something's happening as a result of whatever her labor is, but is it even real? Like, I know she thinks she's an infectious disease physician, but like, what actual function does she serve? For this 300K. And doesn't she just? I mean, does it basically just she Google stuff? I mean, isn't it a course of treatment nowadays, and everything gets punched into a computer somewhere? I mean, that's what I was led to believe during the pandemic. Is it's a course of treatment, right? So I don't fucking know, dude. But she's very typical of what I just assume just your average person who goes into, especially the health field. Well, as far as I don't know, I guess there's some actual male doctors who aren't just total bozos. I don't know, are there? I mean, I don't even know, man. You tell me.
I figured out how to backdoor it, but I'm gonna do it once I get out of debt.
You max. But you have to get out of debt. It's probably gonna be like a yearly process, but it only works. This only works if you stop the Starbucks, you stop the endless, all these Amazon subscriptions that you have been continued to justify throughout this conversation. And I, to be completely honest, because I'm a very forward person, and it'd be irresponsible for me not to on this side of the table.
What's up, Sideways Stewie? Yeah, yep. You're addicted. Yeah, them tube. I like that. Yeah, I guess we're all addicted at this point. I had full on internet addiction right around the turn of the century. So, it's like I'm post compulsive gambling. I'm post internet addiction. So now I'm free to just, if I want to, I can go play poker all day, every day and not get caught up. I guess I can just live stream all day, every day and not get caught up. I don't know, man. Like at some point, these things it just all comes full circle, I guess.
Well, I have zero confidence in.
Mm-hmm.
Zero confidence. You have not shown me in any way throughout this conversation that you're going to cut back.
Yeah.
Stress.
Well, I have cut back because I used to like eat out all the time, like every single day. I don't do that anymore. And
Good.
as opposed to the Starbucks, like it might, because it just says $25 a time. Like
for me not to on the side of the table, I have zero confidence in.
Mm-hmm.
Zero confidence. You have not shown me in any way throughout this conversation that you're going to cut back.
Yeah.
Well, and I love the psychology of this. He says, you haven't shown me that you're going to cut back. And she thinks about it and then says, well, I have cut back. Meaning there's no need to cut back because I've already cut back. See, it's very subtle how this works psychologically, but her response says it all.
It works. This only works if you stop the Starbucks, you stop the endless, all these Amazon subscriptions that you have been continued to justify throughout this conversation. And I, to be completely honest, because I'm a very forward person and it'd be irresponsible for me not to on the side of the table, I have zero confidence in. Zero confidence. You have not shown me in any way throughout this conversation that you're going to cut back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he knows. People don't change their lifestyles, by the way. Like a few people do, but overall, like once somebody gets into this mode of living that she's doing, this is not, by the way, just look at her. This is not somebody who has self-discipline or self-respect. I mean, let's face it. But and why should she? But, she's gone out and done this thing that the world, that this beast system, is willing to reward with this job where she is a lot of prestige involved and she gets to tell people she's a doctor. And you could tell at the very start of this video that she took pride in how she's viewed based on her vocation and everything. But then the way she lives her life is just, it almost couldn't be worse, and God only knows what type of psych med she's on. But see how she responds to this. She's going to say, well, I already cut back.
Well, I have cut back.
Oh, well, yeah. See, I've this thing you're telling me I can't do. Well, I've already done it. She's saying, oh, well, I've already done that thing. Well, okay. So if you've done that thing, then there's no reason to do that thing, right? Because you've already done it. So she's basically confirming, yeah, I'm not going to change because I've already done what you say, even though she hasn't.
I used to like eat out all the time, like every single day. I don't do that anymore. And as opposed to the Starbucks, like it might, because it just says $25.
But of course she eats out every day. There's no fucking way this woman cooks for herself and works whatever this job is where she literally thinks that going to Starbucks saves her money because it's faster. Like, is this a person who comes home at the end of the day and cooks her own food? But she's talking about, dog walkers and all this, Now she has the income, by the way. If she would get her spending under control, she could just pay somebody to come prepare her food if she wanted to. She could afford that if she, had her spending under control. There's certain things that somebody with her level of income could just choose to do as a luxury. She could be like, well, yeah, I'm not going to come home after my long, stressful day and cook a meal. I pay somebody to come in here and prepare my food. They do the shopping, they prepare the food, and it's here in the fridge and I heat it up. That's the kind of thing that I think would be like an advantage of, and by the way, healthy, nutritious food, not this comfort food. I mean, and this is what a person who indulges in comfort food looks like. It's all about, feeding the feelings. It's all about, comfort seeking, right? I mean, you can just look at her and see it.
But like the amount has gone down because I used to get breakfast. Now I only get a coffee because I eat at home.
Okay. Well, now you're only making coffee at home. You're only eating from home, and your grocery bill is max to $300.
Okay.
But eating at home is DoorDash now. See, when people say I only eat at home, yeah, somebody rings your fucking doorbell and drops off a sack of restaurant food. That's now eating at home, by the way.
If you put your way through it.
She literally she's still making payments on DoorDash. I'm not even kidding. We kind of got glossed over earlier, but one of her monthly payments is for something that was like put on a payment plan through DoorDash, like for real.
Through it, this process, these interest rates at 25-30% are going to continue to balloon, and you're going to be doing this for years and years and years, and you're going to be falling behind in retirement. What's your 401k balance sitting at now?
It is 11,000 because I had to pull this up.
Okay, so you're already well behind 31 years old. So you need to start catching up. And in order to do that, we have to do this. And you need to get a 6-month emergency fund. Your 6-month emergency fund is going to be pretty expensive.
Yeah,
you're about $7,000, and well, Actually, after we get rid of the debt payments. So your well, the emergency, no,
I
your
don't.
savings right now is 3,000. So I would add an extra month to this process, and I
Mhm.
would quickly put $7,000 into savings.
Okay.
So that you can cover everything for a month in the
Okay.
worst case scenario.
One of the reasons
Well, one second. Let's get your emergency fund figured out. So right now it's about $7,000, but after your minimum monthly payments are taken care of, $5,000 times that by 6, $30,000. That's your emergency
That's for
fund.
6 months.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what you do after the debt payment. So now we're like a year and a quarter, year and a half.
So my goal, I know that it sounds like I'm not serious, but I am. My goal was to get out of debt this year, 2023, and by the end of 2024, save enough to put a down payment on a house.
That's a great goal. Lots of people have goals. You have to take the action
Yeah.
necessary to do it.
Yeah.
I love hearing about
Uh,
goals. I need to see action.
Mhm.
I need to see you actually doing this. And I
Yeah.
want you to do it.
Right on, Pamela. Pamela says she cooks her food from scratch almost every day. Doesn't want to have unhealthy processed food. 2 pots of fresh salsa. Yeah. Well, that's not. Yeah, that was Rob was responding to a different comment, but yeah, awesome, Pamela. Well done.
I want you to be a success story. There's just been something. I don't know, maybe the audience can tell me, but there's just been something about this conversation.
Yeah.
Where I just cannot gain the hope that I wish I had. But well, not the hope, the faith.
Mhm.
But the hope is there.
Yeah.
Please do well. Please
No,
do
I
well.
mean, I want to because it hurts my soul knowing that like interest is just like it's all my money evaporating.
But if it's actually hurting you, your checking account would reflect that. And right now
Yeah.
it doesn't.
yeah, I know. I just
Yeah, she doesn't care.
like, the
Why
one part
should
of me is
she?
like, oh, like I have this high income, so is it really a big deal if I get coffee? Because other people in my situation are living much larger, like they're buying Chanel bags and stuff, and I don't. do
Yeah,
that.
we don't compare
And-
ourselves to what
yeah.
people, what stupid people are doing.
I know. So I think that's like a big.
Yeah, but she's also stupid. So yes, of course, if she's stupid, of course she compares herself to what stupid people are doing. I mean, that's how it works, sir.
Just looking at people who are in my situation, and I'm like still trying to get out of debt because I have to support like my brother because my parents make me, and I wasn't supported as much. So
Well, have
it's a
the
little-
conversation with them.
Well, and then I think what's interesting about the ideas of people not wanting to cook food and all this, they're addicted to the junk food. I mean, let's just call it what it is. Who even knows what's in this processed food as far as addictive chemicals? These people are addicted to the processed food. It's that simple. It has nothing to do with, oh, we're just lazy. I mean, that's part of it, of course, but that's part of the thing in general, right? The laziness. But no, they're addicted to the fucking junk food.
Tell them how dire your situation and show them this video and show what you're doing. Your plan is to get
Yeah.
out of this. And
Yeah.
then say you can support the crap out of him once you are in a better foot. But right now you can barely
Yeah.
stand.
Um,
And also, if they're manipulating you,
Huh.
they can go for themselves. Honestly.
Yeah.
it's they're retired, so there's not much they can do. But I mean,
Well, see, and I love these. See, I love picking up on the psychology here. Like the things she says to negate what he just said. Like this is a complete non sequitur, but listen to what she just says in response to what I'm fascinated by this.
Your situation and show them this video and show what you're doing. Your plan is to get
Yeah.
out of this. And
Yeah.
then say you can support the crap out of him once you are in a better foot. But right now you can barely
Yeah.
stand.
So she's trying to challenge her because her parents are pressuring her to pay for her brother is in college, and since they got wealthy in part by almost refusing to spend money and being as smart with their money as possible, by the way, I guarantee you her parents their finances don't look anything like this. I promise you. But remember, she's a girl, right? So it's she's devalued in that society anyway. And I guess realistically, I think in her culture, it's like she's not even really an adult until she gets married, probably, right? I mean, I don't know, but it seems like there's some version of that. But then, so you hear he's challenging her to stand up to the parents, and here's what her response is.
um,
And also, if they're manipulating you, they can go for themselves. Honestly.
yeah, it's they're retired, so there's not much they can do.
They're retired, so there's not much they can do, meaning, well, they don't really have any power over me, I think is part of what she's saying. But of course, they do have a lot of power over her because of the culture and the way she was raised. But then it's also almost like, well, actually, they're old and decrepit and helpless. So they of course, I'm strong because I'm young. So therefore, they don't have any power over me, but they do. But so just you can see her telling herself lies in real time. It's fascinating.
Support like my brother because my parents make me, and I wasn't supported as much. So
Well, yeah, because you're a girl. See, and this is a key point, and I talk about that I'm fascinated with anthropology, sociology, and all of this. See, she's her brother, her family values her brother much more highly than they value her.
I know. I guess the one part of me is like, oh, like I have this high income, so is it really a big deal if I get coffee? because other people in my situation living much larger, like they're buying Chanel bags and stuff, and I don't do
Yeah,
that.
we don't compare.
And by the way, I think this is also like it's some of the unresolved and the thing she's repressing is she's dealing with through all this comfort seeking. So she's talking about, well, other people are doing even higher levels of comfort seeking than I am. You know, so if I want to go get Starbucks and I make $300,000 a year, well, of course I can afford Starbucks. See, that's the logic.
Compare ourselves to what stupid people are doing.
I know. So I think that's like a big, just looking at people who are in my situation, and I'm like still trying to get out of debt because I have to support like my brother because my parents make me now.
I have to support my brother because my parents make me. But then she also is about to talk about how she wasn't supported when she was in school.
I wasn't supported as much. So
because you're a girl, and America, by the way, is the only country we talk about as being misogynistic and holding the women back. But it's in her culture, it's just normal that, well, of course her brother gets better treatment than her. He's a boy. Of course, why wouldn't he?
Well, have the conversation with them. Tell them how dire your situation is. Show them this video and show what you're doing. Your plan is to get out of this, and then say you can support the crap out of him once you are in a better spot. But right now, you can barely stand.
Yeah.
And also, if they're manipulating you, they can go for themselves. Honestly.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's not fucking right, man. It's not right.
Yeah, they're retired. There's not much they can do. But I mean, they own their house. What pisses me off about them is they own their house, they own their cars. They actually own a plot of land that they got from my brother's education, and they're like, oh, we're not getting good price on it, so we're not going to sell it. I'm like,
exactly. They don't ever make bad financial decisions under any circumstances. Her parents don't. They don't charge credit cards with 28% interest, like ever. So of course they're like, well, shit, our daughter, her life's in a complete shambles. So let's just have her pay our son's rent. Cause we didn't get wealthy by spending freely, even on our own children.
And they expect me to pay for him until they sell it. And it's a little annoying because like that land is like, oh, we're getting like this many thousand under what we're asking. I'm like, but you don't really need it. You don't need that. Like this was supposed to be for him.
Yeah, but they didn't get rich by going by what they need. So you're the one that needs Starbucks and all this comfort food. I guarantee you her parents don't have none of these luxuries. That they've lived almost their entire lives with basically, I bet, almost no luxuries.
Just don't let them manipulate you. Just don't let them manipulate you.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like the phone calls, like I just got 2 days ago, like messages from my dad, like, please pay his rent. I just paid for his ticket. And
what's your brother doing right now?
He is in college first year.
Undergrad?
Yeah.
Okay. Studying.
Computer science.
Where?
In Saskatchewan.
Does he have a job?
No, I told him.
Then he needs to go get a job. You're not helping him get a job. You can support if he's working his ass off and he's trying to do as much as he can. If he's not, then no support. Yeah,
I told him that he has to get some of the windmills are also for him.
What did she just say? I know it's at 1.5x, but I have no idea what she just said.
I told them that he had to, and they were like, no, he's not.
He's a boy. He's worth more than you in their culture.
Not like you. He needs.
Yeah, he's not like you, meaning he's a boy. Exactly.
More time to study, and because I used to like work while I was.
Well, I've said it a few times. I'll say it again. Then go for himself. I don't care. He can help support himself, and if he is actually putting in the work, then you can support. That's fantastic, or they can support. But if he's not doing the work, then there's no support.
Yeah, no, I agree.
No, I think they supported her in that they probably paid for her. They probably paid for her school, most of it. Did I unshare the screen? But she probably had to kind of fend for herself to like make it, to live right in college, like most people do, by the way, versus her brother's they're going to pressure her to pay his way because they're not, if they weren't used to paying for the extras for her, they're not going to want to pay for the extras for him. But at the same time, since he's a boy, they're not, they're going to want to see him provided for. She's going to do it. It's sick, man. It's fucking sick.
Yeah, it's like it's a lot of times I'm like, no.
And he'll learn real quick.
Oh yeah, he's a little spoiled. Like he was visiting me in December and he didn't know how to cook or anything, and I was like, honey, I'm not gonna cook for you. And within a month, he was cooking.
I'm not gonna cook.
I know, but he would make my mom up at 3 a.m. to cook for him, and then I was like, I'm not doing that for you.
Yeah, he's definitely been spoiled, but I can't say you necessarily haven't been as well.
Yeah.
So just get your together.
I will. Yes.
Follow budget. Download any budgeting app. I use Rocket Money. I used to use Mint. They're all good. Whatever.
I have Mint.
Fantastic.
It used to be that I'll tell you why.
I think.
I used to have a lot of anxiety about
and I'm just I'm more criticizing the psychological dynamics. The fact is, they raised a daughter who, I'm very critical of her, but dude, this is a doctor with a high income and, she's not a criminal. I'm sure she can pass a background check. Well, she'd have to for her vocation. Like, No, this is an upstanding citizen based on what, our based on what this realm rewards, right? So, yeah, I'm more critiquing the psychological dynamics and in the cultural context, right? Like, I mean, obviously, based on just working hard and accomplishing things, like her parents probably did that. She's done it. Her brother's most likely going to do it, right? These are not your typical lazy Americans. By the way, it's not, this is not white people doing this for the most part, is it? I mean, maybe some are, but it's not it's not culturally a thing so much. So yeah, I'm more critiquing the psychological dynamics with all the manipulation, and then what's the point of making $300,000 if you waste most of it, right? Like, Razvan's a truck driver. He's talking about that he's got, savings, and he just took a 3-week vacation, and he's not in debt in all of this. And, he's has a mortgage, though. I guess so. Maybe he has a house debt, but, he doesn't have all this consumer spending debt. So, it's fascinating to sort of, do these, analyze these things and sort of do these deep dives. I find it very interesting because there's so many different, dynamics that coalesce around these topics.
Financial situation, I would never look at my finances. Now I look once a day to know exactly where my money is going. And that changed, I would say, 2 months ago.
And especially with all these bank bailouts, when you realize, look at how many Americans just give hundreds of dollars in interest a month to banks and bankers already. Why wouldn't they get a bailout? Why wouldn't they? Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. It was it took us a little while to get to this point, but thanks, man. Sometimes if the audience is patient with me, eventually we get there. So thanks, brother. I think this is almost
It's more
over.
geared towards college students, but I think it'll help in your situation. Check out my resources. Fizz, sign up for Fizz. Debit card helps build credit score. Your credit score sucks. You want to get a mortgage eventually, so that helps, but it also helps budget.
Yeah.
So this will help you spend on certain categories in a correct way. So use Fizz. It's good. That's why I partner with them, because it's perfect for most people on the show.
Is it a secured card?
It's a debit card.
Okay.
Yeah. Any final thoughts?
I know I probably sound really entitled and spoiled. I'm not. This is just how I cope. But I do have.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's a lot of it's emotional. It's emotional, comfort seeking, and it's has a lot to do with emotions. I'm sure it does. Yeah, absolutely. Lost my point. I had a better point. Oh well, maybe I'll remember.
My goal, and it's been a rough few years for us doctors. Have mercy, especially infectious disease doctors. But it's been a goal of mine to get out of debt, and I have. There's another debt that is not here because that I got out of in January. It was another personal loan that I paid off, and then I owed somebody else money that I paid off too. So I've been paying off my debts almost every month. But the problem is now, and I was trying to pay off people before I paid the cards because relationships can get messed up.
Yes.
So I paid off those first.
Since it has been an overall negative conversation, though I don't see what it was before, I'm happy that I'm hearing that progress has started on you spending, not as good as it should have been, but I'm happy that there's been progress, and I'm happy that you have started to pay off some of the debts. So progress is happening, and we can celebrate that.
Yeah.
Just buckle down.
Yeah.
And get it together.
Yes, I will.
And my financial score is 0 out of 10. I am in pain. We even checked my blood pressure afterwards because she's a doctor, and we could check it. That's on Instagram. Check it out. But you can follow in the description below, along with the other resources. Don't forget to subscribe. Love you. Bye.
Yes, blessings, brothers and sisters, indeed. Yes, indeed. Boy, it's cold as fuck in here, man. Maybe that shows my dedication to content creation. I've been freezing my fucking ass off. I wanted to cover that video, so I didn't want to take the 20 minutes, to try to fire up the rig here and temporarily warm it. Although now the sun's out, maybe I can get some greenhouse effect going on here, possibly. But yeah, I had a few more things to say about that, and I kind of got lost in my own sauce. But yeah, I mean, what a train wreck. And it's and I've talked about for a long time, the national religion is consumerism. Like, that is, if you look at what do Americans worship through their behavior, on a mass scale, it is consumerism. So in a lot of ways, she's won the game, right? She beat the game in a lot of ways. Getting all that education in a short amount of time. She said that in Pakistan, she was able to basically, accomplish what it would have taken her two years longer in America, to accomplish what she was able to accomplish, in her education. And then, based on whatever metrics they're looking for, she probably did well in school. She probably did well in her residency, based on the highly structured system that tells you, okay, this is what we're looking for. This is what we expect, but then you look at when she gets into an area of her life that's not structured, in her finances and her spending, and then that gets, especially how that intersects with a person's emotional makeup, and maybe they're stressed out, or they got all these issues with their family, getting taken advantage of and manipulated, and then dealing with that through comfort seeking, especially with food, right? And I think this is a very common thing, and I think and God knows what meds she's on too, right? She's probably on psych meds, most likely, although not necessarily, but I'd say there's a pretty decent chance of that. Yeah, what's up, Tommy? Yeah, what's happening, brother? New pick? Hit a lick, he says. But yeah, I probably won't be around too much longer. I'm surprised the old company hasn't hollered at me yet. Actually, it's it's almost 9:50. What's 9:08 Central Time? I've heard nothing from my dispatcher. She's had health problems. She said she been sick for a couple of weeks, and now she's feeling better. So hopefully she didn't fall ill again. The company has a bad habit of if she is out sick, they don't. This company's very laissez-faire, so that just nobody tells me, and it's just Benton's just kind of left to his own devices. Which I make enough money, and I don't really have expenses. I'd be happy dude, if they leave me sitting around this truck stop, it's fine with me, really, other than the lack of heat. Well, and that's an excellent point, Clay, because as we've, I'm sure many of us realize, very few women are now. It does happen, but especially women with high levels of education, typically they will not partner up with a man who doesn't at least match her level, and that's in prestige and income, by the way. So, what what kind of man would she even be able to marry other than, her actual, culture at the level of, while it may not be an actual arranged marriage, I do have some familiarity with how these cultures work. And, there's at least like some attempts to get some of the men and some of the women together. Right. But it's a pseudo arranged marriage anyway. Although who knows how strongly her family's actually involved in the religion and the culture and all this, right? Like it's not necessarily that just because of her being Pakistani, that she's just necessarily fits right in with that, and her family may not fit right in with that, necessarily, right? So who knows? But because some of these ladies do end up with white guys, I've seen, but yeah, the chances of her, what's the chances of her even finding a man? And by the way, I do want to say this, and I'm out of the game anyway. I mean, just look at me at this point. I'm doing this broadcast, and I don't know if it's a camera angle or I'm just looking at myself. I'm like, man, this is my looks, man. Like, God damn, I never thought I would. I just never imagined, that this is what it would be. Me and Tommy out here looking weird as fuck, bro. No offense, Tommy, but. And my $20 webcam, surprise, surprise, doesn't want to. Oh, and Amazon. Oh my God. Has anybody else had problems with Amazon? Dude, this thing with this computer. They're just basically, I don't know that they're ever going to give me a refund at this point. They might just keep my money. I'm not even kidding. I called them yesterday. I ended up, the old demon of wrath came out of me, man. Eventually, I'm like, well, what good are you? I'm talking to the guy on the phone. I'm like, I mean, why do they even employ you? If you can't help me, like, what is this? I said, I've called you guys like 6 times over this thing, and they keep I think maybe they have a lot of scammers. And I think the fact that I paid with a gift card is that's probably part of the problem. Although I guess this is one argument for an actual credit card, because we do have a dispute. If I had actually bought it on my debit card, there is a dispute process on there, but, with a credit card, as far as I know, that they would, I think they just more or less immediately would have given me the money back, right? So they've basically just stolen my money at this point. I mean, that's what it's amounting to. And it's like and when I call them, they're just like, oh, talking about the returns process. I'm like, man, I didn't return it. I said, it got lost in your system. I never received it. I never had. How can I return something that I never I never touched it. Like, what are you talking about? And so they're saying like 14 to 30 days to get a refund. And then I'm just like, okay, well, it got lost in your system. The initial one got lost in your system. What if this one gets lost in your system? Did I just lose the $250? I mean, am I just out 250? I think so. So it looks to me like Amazon has established their monopoly, and it's a fucking wrap. And sadly for the short term, I'm going to keep using them. It's like, oh, okay, sir. Well, I'm going to take my business elsewhere. I mean, I'm not. It's like, where else am I going to shop? Especially with this Amazon locker thing. Am I going to have to, rent an apartment just so I can have somewhere to have my packages sent? Meanwhile, I'm not physically there. I guess I'll have to get another UPS store. I mean, which is fine, but what the fuck is even happening, folks? Am I the only one going through this? And I got to have these supplements. I'm already ordering more supplements. I take so many supplements on a daily basis. I'm constantly running out of something. All right, Dallas Don Juan and Truth or Cop. Good to see you, bro. Boomer Humor Hour. Yeah. No shit, man. No, yeah, you're right, dude. I've gone full old man here. It's just fucking full blown old man. Yeah, you're right, man. It's happened. I mean, if these were dentures, I'd be there, right? This is actually my teeth. And now I'm looking at me like might have dentures. It's like, wait a minute. No, this is my teeth, man. But I mean, good Lord, what is this? Yeah. See, JG he has no standing. See, and I know you're making a joke here, but it's like, and this is why I started talking about my looks, is because, hypothetically, if I was in the market for a lady, which thank God I'm not, but if I was, it's like, dude, I can assure you, these women don't want anything to do with truck drivers. The fact that, again, I can go to a trailer park in Arkansas and find a girlfriend. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. I just mean, generally speaking, in the social media, and I'm not even complaining. This is just, I'm observing the way things are, in the social media age, let's just say I did some because I could, if I really wanted, because look, I'm lazy too. As much as I work, I do the easiest form of truck driving, long haul dry van. It's just the easiest overall, as far as I can tell. So yeah, I could do some kind of oversize, heavy haul and work my ass. Dude, I could make 150 a year. Like, I've got this. I'm just now getting to where I have the skills that I could do that, is what I'm saying. Like, feasibly, that's doable for me, right? But these women don't care. If I made I could make 100,000 in IT, and that would be acceptable to some women. Any amount of money as a truck driver, it's just no. Truck driver is a fucking no-go. It just is. And I think a lot of that has to do with the social media. These women don't want to put that on their fucking profile in a relationship with Bozo Benton, the truck driver. I mean, who cares that he makes 100? If I did make 150 to 200 or whatever, I mean, who cares? It's a truck driver. Yeah. Well, and dude, I mean, I'm saying according to the official fiction, Drew. I mean, come on, man. You know what I mean, sir. It already collapsed. Oh, okay, Tommy. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Tommy. Well, and I understand the CBDC. Okay, Drew's not talking about what I said. Okay. Yeah, laziness breeds efficiency. Thank you, sir. Provo Kid. Good to see you, bro. Thank you. Yeah, their customer service has gone to shit. And eventually I was complaining. So, because I talked to like 3 different associates or whatever they're calling themselves. And finally they sent me, the last guy they sent me to, I could tell like, oh, this is the end of the line. This is who they send you to. Like, once you're just completely fucking filled with wrath and damn near borderline irrational. And it's like, this dude could barely fucking speak English, and it was just rolling off. You could tell it was just rolling off of his back. And then like he sends me some email, basically, you're going to wait 14 to 30 days if we even bother to give you your money. I mean, look, unfortunately, I can just eat $250. I mean, like, what am I going to do? Like, keep calling Amazon and eventually my fucking gallbladder is going to explode. You know what I mean? Like, at a certain point, it's just not even worth it. So it's just like, okay, well, I throw myself on the mercy of the Bezos. I mean, hopefully I get my 250 back. But meanwhile, it was like, I actually did end up And it's almost like, do these computers understand that I'm a truck driver and I work, my terminal is pretty close to this Amazon locker? And did they just say, fuck it, we're not giving him a refund because he is going to be back near this locker at some point where he could pick up this computer? But meanwhile, I'm like, dude, I got live streams to do. I'm not trying to wait 2 more weeks for this computer. So I went ahead and bought another one, right? And I know when I call somebody on the phone, they don't give a fuck anyway. But in the past, I've been able to call Amazon and actually get something accomplished. And now it seems to be basically impossible as far as I can tell. And on their system, did somebody just flag my account where it was like, fuck this guy, Because it seemed like they did at least attempt to help me initially. They just weren't able to for whatever reason. I don't know what the fuck's going on, man. I find it mystifying. But it's society's collapsing. Society has collapsed, Drew. That's what it is. Yeah, I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. Yeah. Hilarious. What's this the 9,000 people? Well, and I want to defend Tommy a little bit here, is that I'll take him at his word. And I think he has made a lot of money in these various, with these various financial instruments. And a lot of that comes through believing in and adhering to the normie narratives. I mean, it really does. That's so, if I am willing to believe that he's made a lot of money with this stuff. And, if he was if he thought everything was fake like some of us do, I don't think he could be as effective trading these instruments. So it makes sense that he believes things that are clearly not true. So good on him. And, if I could be willfully ignorant and also make lots of money, sure, why not? Walmart customer service is this, but that's what I'm saying though. See, I expect it out of Walmart. See, Amazon, and I had this thought years ago, because like usually for me, and I've been using Amazon like literally back to when they mostly just sold books. So I'm an early adopter of a lot of these things, and everything went flawlessly with me for years. But then those rare times when there was a problem, it was super easy to contact the customer service and they just fixed the problem immediately. It was just taken care of. Versus now I'm seeing where now more and more of my orders are late. Things are fucking disappearing in their system. I'm getting lost in the fucking sauce of the, whatever their bureaucracy and red tape is. But see, I expect that out of Walmart. And in fact, I actually worked, I took customer service calls for Walmart.com way back in the old days when Fingerhut I shit you not, Fingerhut was taking care of their fulfillment. And that was a nightmare, I can assure you. It was a complete and total some of the calls I took, unbelievable, just the things that were happening to some of these people. I mean, it was shocking. By the way, what if I really needed this $250? I'm just, you're just too bad, because a lot of people, that's a lot of fucking money to a lot of people, $250. It was a lot of money to me in the past. What then? Yeah, exactly. And in order to know how the market's being manipulated, a lot of that is based on the normie narratives. Obviously, I would say the entire system is a manipulation. Like none of it's legitimate. Especially if you saw any of this with this lady that supposedly makes 300 G's a year, her finances, that's more or less just normal, right? 28% interest on a credit card, multiple credit cards. Why not? I think I might have the day off. It's 9:30. They haven't said shit to me. And they talked about maybe having me come back empty, because I don't know what the fuck's going on, but for some reason they had me drop my empty trailer, my company trailer. They had me drop it at a gigantic DHL facility here in Salt Lake. And then I bobtailed over to a utility, which they're a trailer manufacturer. They had me bobtail over there and pick up what I think is like a refurbished refrigerated trailer. Like it looks kind of new, but I think it's just been like reworked or whatever. And I think that's my company must know this other company because it's for some other company, I guess. But then my company is going to want to try to have me pick up a load of dry goods, not refrigerated, so that they can make money. And then plus whatever this other trucking company's paying my company. So I don't know. Or it may just be some kind of trade-off system because I guess my company's trying to drop off trailers at DHL to get preloaded. And again, I'm not in logistics, so I don't, I don't know how this shit works. Don't really care, to be honest with you, but yeah. Fascinating, though. Fascinating. 39. Oh, 33. 33 in the chat. Shout out to 33 bozos. Thanks for being here. Oh, I want to go back to this crazy chick. We never actually got through the crazy chick stuff because oh, by the way, who was that was on with Paul who said she watches me? I don't think that was according to Pamela. That must have been somebody else. But one of our 8% female viewership, the visually impaired lady with the Brian O'Shea was referring to her large knockers, I believe. Who is that? Do we know who that is? But anyway, Paul was asking her about that, but I don't think she realized that we didn't even get through the entire crazy chick presentment, right? There was actually way more to that. So, oh, is that you? I thought that might be you, according to Pamela. And I would never bring up your physical appearance. You saw I brought up O'Shea, just so you know. It's not, I don't get into the critiquing of people's physicality in that way necessarily. So please forgive me. I did not mean, if I was disrespectful, that was not my intention. But I did find it amusing that O'Shea brought that up. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I had a feeling. I thought that might be you. I said, I think that's according to Pamela, but I wasn't quite sure. But yeah, we actually didn't get through what Paul was asking you about was things that happened later on. That it's so fucking long. We never even got through the whole thing. So I think maybe I'll take a break here real quick and maybe we'll come back with the second part of the Paul versus the crazy chick from the other day. Yeah, O'Shea is a creep. I agree. But you know what? He makes it work for him, kind of. Like, I'm not saying that works for him, across the board, but I think it probably works for him. I mean, but yeah. And I've said about myself, yeah, I'm a fucking weirdo, man, but I'm not a creep. Like, I found I can completely get away with being a weirdo, but it's just never creepy, right? But this, the creepiness is like a whole nother thing for sure. So, yeah, it's interesting, but there's something likable about his person. I have to say, there's something there that's likable, yeah, definitely. But it's kind of funny. It's almost like he's trying to be creepy at a certain point. Like, does he not real? Because I think part of creepiness is the creep usually they don't understand that they're creepy. Like, he almost seems like he knows he's creepy and like leans into it. Yeah, there you go. Razvan's a fan. You're right up Razvan's alley. But I'm not Drew. I'm not on here trying to play matchmaker. So, y'all got to figure that out amongst yourselves. Thank you, Wizards, Raps, and Minerals. WWM. I think that might be your new name. But yeah, something's up. That chick's demonized. It's got to be demonized. But I got to take a quick break here. Actually, when's mealtime? Maybe I'll push on through to mealtime. Let me check the old clock here. I'm having to set my timer. I think I might have accidentally stopped the timer. I'm having to set my timer. Yeah, I did. That's the problem with these timers is it's like I unconsciously just turned the fucking thing off at a certain point. But I think 30 more minutes will be about right. So yeah, I'm just going to push on through for another 30 and then I'm going to take a break and eat. But dude, my digestion is working so much better. And it wasn't too bad, but my gallbladder is like 100% better. Well, I've reintroduced ginger and turmeric tea first thing in the morning. As good as I do think this lemon juice and water is, I don't think it was good for my gallbladder first thing. I'm doing better with actually, I'm going to finish that right now. Lemon juice and water. I think the timing wasn't right, but then I've been doing, especially with it being cold. In fact, I'm probably going to go for another cup of tea here shortly also. That'll warm me up, the ginger and turmeric tea. And I just get the great value. I'm not fancy on that. I'll get the great value or whatever it is from Walmart. That seems to have been helped a lot with the old gallbladder. Oh yeah, Michael A. I've done. In fact, I might have to direct you to. I actually made an entire live stream where I detailed in. I went through my entire health saga because the problem for me is if I have trouble telling bits and pieces of it, I'll have to tell the whole fucking thing. But I would say I've done between 7 and 10 of those gallbladder flushes. I actually don't recommend any of this stuff personally, and I think honestly, like, unless somebody's in a really dire situation, well, the problem also is if a person gets to the point that they're considering this gallbladder flush, if they go to a doctor, all the doctor's ever going to do is say, we're going to have to take your gallbladder out. I mean, that's all they do. There's nothing else. That's the only thing the doctor will ever say is, well, yeah, your gallbladder's got to come out. So like right now I'm sitting here, dude, my gallbladder's fucked up, but I'm managing mine now, and I'll probably never do another one of those flushes. And shout out to the shit rock saga, if anybody's familiar with the saga of the shit rocks. But last time I did the gallbladder flush was when I was still daily drinking and I was eating a really bad diet and lots of bad oils. And dude, the stuff that came out of me was shocking. I mean, it was, and that's when I realized, I said, oh man, that's when I really realized my health was in bad shape. Yeah, it was not good, man. It was not good at all. But I think overall, actually, I have to say, most of this cleansing, this is just my opinion, but by the way, with a lot of personal experience, I think a lot of this cleansing, man, more harm than good. I really do. And in fact, when I've started doing a lot, and I've done a lot of different types of cleanses, and when I got, and I used to tell people about it, and some people were suspicious of it, and I think they were more onto it than I was. Now the turpentine, I think, is one thing that I say parasites. If you can kill the parasites, I think that's a good thing. I certainly know I had some in the past. But as far as this gallbladder and liver cleansing, all this master cleanse, even the intermittent fasting. See, I think a lot of my gallbladder stuff has come down to, because my research indicates with the intermittent fasting that there's a cycle where after a certain number of hours, it's like the saturation of bile in the gallbladder is even magnified. But then, like, if you don't eat for a period of more hours, then some of that apparently drains off out of the gallbladder. So if I'm, and I think I might, for all I know, I'm doing that now. Like, so because I still do intermittent fasting, and in fact, I started doing intermittent fasting like 10 years before anybody even heard of it. Like, it's crazy how much of these things I've just been an early adopter of, right? Even the carnivore, like a lot of this stuff, I'm the type, I hear about something and I'll just say, fuck it, I'll try it. Who cares, And it hasn't been good for my health overall, but then again, I'll just end up telling the entire fucking health saga. That's why I made that video. So I'm not sure which one it is now, actually, but I can probably find it if I need to. Oh yeah, let me drink this lemon water. Hang on. I think I'm going to make some tea. Of course, that will necessitate opening the window. I got to get an electric kettle. Yeah, but here's the thing about fasting. Fasting, not good for the gallbladder. Not good for the gallbladder. Do your own research. My research indicates fasting, not good for the gallbladder. Yeah. So, and we have this idea of, Christ fasted for 40 days. Yeah, Christ only ate organic, lest we forget. Like Christ did not have whatever toxins we have in our bodies. Christ didn't have none of that. There weren't no McDonald's in Bethlehem or Jerusalem or whatever, So it's, but yeah, I'm, by the way, a believer in fasting, or I used to be, but with my health issues, it's really, realistically, it's not an option where I'm at. And I pretty much have to eat. I don't really have a choice. And dude, I can just not eat for days. In fact, I went 12 days with no food at all back when I was real sick. When I first got off the booze, I didn't eat for 12 days and had a full BM on either day 8 and it was like day 8 and day 9, I think. Full BM. Tell me, what's that all about, by the way? I don't know, man. It's not good. There you go. Yeah, the homeless, man, very resourceful. And shout out to Henry Hopper. Actually, I got a picture of Henry somewhere. Maybe I'll show you that. Where is that? Here's my buddy. This is my best homeless friend, Henry Hopper. Let me find this thumbnail view. There he is. There's old Henry. All right, hang on. Share screen. There's old Henry. This is he graduated with honors in art from University of California, Santa Barbara, by the way. Both of his parents committed suicide in mental institutions. And he was a very successful school teacher at a time. Don't know if he's still alive, but he was last time I was interacting with him, he was had been an intravenous heroin and meth user for a number of years, and in fact was under psychiatric care. And he was my buddy Henry here. He was smart enough, and I don't know why. I think maybe he was trying to get on disability or something. So he was, he was pretending to cooperate with the system. So he knew to let his psychiatrist prescribe drugs, and then he would go get the prescription filled, but then he would never take the pills, and he would self-medicate with, alcohol to some extent, but mostly meth and heroin. And then he would like go see a psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist be like, wow, I've never seen you doing so good. Of course, the psychiatrist wants to take credit, for being the one that, got Henry on the right cocktail of drugs. Meanwhile, Henry never took any of the pills. So I thought that was interesting. But I figured out, finally spent enough time with my buddy Henry, especially the last time I saw him at him and his best friend, who was also an intravenous user. Their homeless camp, it was just, there's garbage everywhere. And Henry was never really necessarily a trashy person. Although I will say, everybody I've observed, especially a regular meth user, their morals always decline over time. I've observed this. It's an effect of the meth for sure. But so this also happened to Henry to some degree. But one of the best people I've ever known, prior to that. Like, no bullshit. God do anything for you. And, I'm not a fan of that saying, shirt off your back, but literally, like, that's, he's very, very much would help somebody. But he had all this trash everywhere. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on with this? Just bags of trash everywhere. And finally, I realized that these homeless people have figured out that's where they hide their drugs. Because if the cops roust them, or if the cops ever come around, the cops are not searching through bags of garbage. They're just not ever it's just not gonna happen. So that's they hide their drugs in piles of garbage. So yeah, it's like a whole nother level of the game right there. If you ever wonder, that's part of the reason. Now, some of them are just trashy people, but that's part of the reason homeless people are so trashy, and might actually get mad if somebody threatens to throw their trash away. Like, do they really care about all that garbage? Probably don't actually care about the garbage. Maybe it's the drugs that are hidden in the garbage. Maybe that's what they care about. I don't know. Oh, did the picture go away? I guess it did. Kefir milk. There you go. Yep. Should we watch more? Should we watch more riot videos? I don't know. First day of spring. It's cold as fuck here. It don't feel like spring, man. It snowed like a motherfucker yesterday here too, man. I mean, big time. Big time snow. Big snow. It did not stick, thankfully. Yeah, there you go. Rolls of cash in pockets at the bottom of laundry. Very, very smart, sir. Very smart. That's what YouTube claims, Jessica. YouTube claims 8% of the views are women. I don't know. Or is that maybe they're reversos? I don't know. Just what YouTube claims. I don't know. Seems high to me. Or surely you didn't think it was more. Surely not. Although the audience is a little younger than I thought too. We got some in the whatever that is, to 25 to 34 or whatever that breaks down to. We got a decent amount in there. Oh yeah, there you go. Well, no, not everybody, not every homeless person's trashy. and I have a lot of experience with the homeless, and I am one of them actually. I haven't had a house or an apartment in well, probably close to 15 years now. Actually, now that I think about it, so it's been a while. I'd say, well, like 2010, yes, so like 13 years. I think 2010 was '09, 2010 maybe was probably the last time I lived in a house in an apartment. Hyperbolic. Thinks it's more. I don't know. Maybe it is more. I don't know. I don't know. All right, I've had enough. I got to warm this truck up, and I can't turn the truck on without turning the computer off. So I guess that would be of one of the advantages of a laptop. But thanks for watching. Bye.